Here's some not so good news from Tennessee. This is kind of interesting. So it is back to school day, actually, in some places. A lot of places, you go back to school the day after Labor Day. So, hey, if you're back to school, welcome back to school. If you're in school and you're watching this show, should you really be watching this show while school's going on? Are you breaking the rules? I hope you're in a free period or a study hall, because you should not be watching this show while school is going on. Is there a teacher up there lecturing and you're listening to me instead? That's not good. Pay attention to the lecture. What are they teaching you about? Does it involve critical thinking? There's a fair chance it doesn't, but I hope it does. I want to maintain optimism. Well, here's something going on. Check this out. Nashville school bans Harry Potter series, citing risk of conjuring evil spirits. A Catholic school in Nashville, Tennessee has banned the Harry Potter series because a reverend at the school claims the books includes both good and evil magic, as well as spells, which, if read by a human, can conjure evil spirits. Wow. Okay. So a dude whose job involves dressing up like a wizard is worried that a fictional book is going to conjure evil spirits. You know what? I'll tell you what Harry Potter is going to conjure in kids, okay? I'll tell you right now what Harry Potter will conjure in kids, what it'll bring about in children. What Harry Potter will bring about in children is that they'll discover, some of them might like Harry Potter. So what these children will discover is that, hey, reading can be really fun and rewarding. I enjoy reading. That's the horrible discovery they'll make. And then you know what's going to happen? They're going to read more. And they're going to read more complex things. And they're going to be introduced to different ideas. Then what's going to happen? They're going to learn how to think for themselves. And that's dangerous. We can't have that. There's always been this thing. And I went to a Catholic school growing up. I attended Catholic school. We had the same thing. Goosebumps books weren't permitted. That was the big, oh, you can't have that. If we see you with that, you can't have that. And I've never understood that type of rationale, because you want children and younger, younger children. The younger the better, really. If they get a love for reading in the first grade, that's awesome. If it doesn't happen until middle school, that's still awesome. As long as it happens. So you want them to read things that they connect with. And I understand you can't just be like, all right, the summer reading list is just a bunch of Goosebumps books. It's just Harry Potter. No, you have to kind of lead them to other books and other ideas. Of course, I understand that. I'm not suggesting you just let them read whatever the hell they want. But as far as just banning Harry Potter or banning Goosebumps, which it was in my day, why would you ban something that's likely to be the catalyst to have a love for reading in children? I understand there needs to be some parameters. I understand, if a kid wants to read like Lit-Rotica in school or something like that, you should be like, that's not okay. That's not appropriate. You can't have that here. I get that. But Harry Potter, it's a fiction book about a kid who has magic powers. What's the big friggin' Goosebumps? It was supposed to be a little scarier. Not that big of a deal. It's not smut. It's not, it's not pornographic. I mean, come on. So it should be encouraged when kids are reading that on their own and they're coming to it on their own. That should be encouraged. And you should make the connections. Hey, if you like Harry Potter and you like Lord of the Rings, maybe you're going to connect with epics. Here, let's introduce you to something a little more challenging. Check out the Odyssey. Check that out. Check out the Odyssey. Oh, you kind of connect with that. Let's bring in Greek mythology. Oh, and you know what they did in Greece? That was where they really founded a lot of philosophical ideas and democracy. Check out Plato. Check out Aristotle. You see how it can all start with just a fictional book. And I'm not suggesting that if a kid discovers Harry Potter, they're going to start reading philosophy a year later or anything like that. I don't know if that's the case or not. Every person is different. I personally didn't really connect with the Harry Potter series. I read one of the books. I thought it was okay, and I didn't really get into it enough to read any of the other ones. That's just me. But the point of this is, why would you discourage something that's going to encourage reading in children? Why wouldn't you encourage that? There's evil spells. You've got to be kidding me. Here, let's see if there's anything else to this quote here. The publication obtained an email from Reverend Dan Rehill, a pastor at St. Edward's Catholic School Parish, which was sent to parents. All right, so here's Reverend Rehill's logic here. These books present magic as both good and evil, which is not true, but in fact a clever deception. The curses and spells used in the books are actual curses and spells, which when read by a human being risks conjuring evil spirits into the presence of the person reading the text. This stuff is not true, but it could conjure evil spirits. This stuff is not true. First of all, it's not true. Parents, it's not true. There's no good and evil spirits. Well, except there's evil spirits, and your kids could conjure up a spell. If your kid reads Harry Potter, your kid might become possessed. This person honestly believes this. And they are in charge of the task of teaching children. This person probably saw The Exorcist and thought it was a documentary, which I think it actually was based on some amount of a true story, I think. I'm not sure. I think The Exorcist was loosely based on something that did actually happen. But, you know, are there things out there we can't explain? Certainly. Does that mean that you're going to conjure an evil spirit by reading Harry Potter, a fictional book that a woman wrote to entertain her own children? Wow. And that guy, he believes this. He really believes that. And he's teaching children. If I was a parent, I would pull my kid out of that school immediately. Not because of just the Harry Potter thing, but because this guy is in charge of my child's education, and he believes you can conjure up a curse by reading a fiction book meant for children about magic. And it's fiction. It's totally fiction. And this guy believes that. I do not want this person in charge of my child's education.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your